Mhm.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Kate Wu from U.S.-China Center for Educational and Cultural Exchange in Houston. The mission of U.S.-China Center is to improve the social status and the social influence of Chinese Americans in mainstream America and educate the next generation of Chinese Americans. We created This Is My Story project, telling Chinese American stories. The first guest of honor of this project is Dr. Ming Wang. He is most appropriate person to start this project because of his accomplishments and inspirational story. Dr. Wang, thanks for joining our program.
Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, first let me highlight Dr. Wang's accomplishments briefly. Dr. Wang, with 2 doctorate degrees, MD and PhD in laser physics. Dr. Wang is a world-class cataract and laser eye surgeon, philanthropist, and community activist. He is the founding director of Wang Vision Institute and a clinical professor for Meharry Medical College, both in Nashville, Tennessee. He was the first Chinese American serving on FDA ophthalmology committee. He is IR USA CEO, co-founder of Common Ground Network, founder of Wang Foundation for Sight Restoration. Dr. Wang has received numerous awards, including the Honor Award of the American Academy of Ophthalmology, the Lifetime Achievement Award of Association of Chinese American Physicians, and the honorary doctorate degree from Tribeca Nazarene University, NPR's Philanthropist of the Year Award, Kivani's Nashville of the Year Award for his lifetime dedication to helping blind orphan children from around the world. Without further ado, let Dr. Wang tell us his story. Hello again, Dr. Wang. So tell me about where you grew up and what was your education background before you come to the United States?
Let me show you some pictures where I came from. I grew up in the 1960s in China during a time called Cultural Revolution, where there are lots of turmoil and lots of doubts about one's future as a student. And I wasn't sure whether I would be able to go to school and be able to have a job, everything. Cultural Revolution ended in 1976. I got a chance to compete for admission for college, and I was very fortunate to be enrolled in the University of Science and Technology of China, the MIT of China. And then in 1982, with 2 other guys, we were dropped at National Airport, Washington, D.C. with that $50 with a Chinese English dictionary, knowing no one in this country, could hardly speak English. I started my life here in America, very fortunate to really be able to have an opportunity to work and contribute to this country.
Wow. So you came to America after you graduated from the Chinese MIT, but you look like a college or high school student, like grown up in America. The middle person is you, right?
That's right. That's right. We with $700, 3 of us, 3 guys, we bought this big, gigantic used car called AMCL Matador. It was so huge. We named the M1. M1 is the biggest tank in the American military. So we named our first car in America M1.
Wow. Actually, you 3 are very handsome.
Thank you.
So, what did you study after you came to America, and how did you get into Harvard Medical School?
After I've got my doctorate degree in laser physics, I wanted to be a one-of-a-kind laser eye surgeon. So not only I have mastered the expertise in laser physics with the first doctorate degree, I decided I need to get a second doctorate degree, this time in medicine. I was enrolled at Harvard Medical School and MIT. I joined MD program and then graduated 4 years later with an MD degree, magna cum laude, from Harvard and MIT. So with these 2 doctorate degrees, one in laser physics, one in medicine, I felt that I could be a unique and a good laser eye surgeon who knows not just medicine, but also the physics laser aspect of it.
Wow. Most people, if they get a one doctorate degree, is already a lifetime achievement. You have two doctorate degree. I think you spend a lot of time in learning. This is really admirable. I read an article that you become a Christian while studying at Harvard Medical School. As a scientist, how did you become a Christian, or how did you resolve the conflict between science and religion, if there is a conflict? Could you tell us more about this experience?
Yes, I was studying medicine and particularly ophthalmology, the structure of human eye at Harvard Medical School. And I discovered that the eye was so complex. And however, all these cells, trillions of cells to line up exactly right in order to produce eyesight. So the atheist me, who believed only in random collisions, and I was in trouble. I could not explain how these cells can form such orderly structure, so complex, minute details so accurately. So I kept on asking a professor in one of my rotations. So he took me out to lunch and he said, Ming, what's across street? I said, that's a car. He said, what's the difference between a car and a human eye? I said, human eye is a lot more complicated. He said then, can you imagine a random piece of metal assemble itself into a car? I said, no way. Then he leaned over, he said, how about human eye? Right then and then, he opened a window in my life, making me realize that life is not just about science, life is about science and faith. The reason a human eye is so complicated, a structure can form in such a short period of time, was because it was not formed randomly. It was formed with a specific design, specific purpose for vision. There's a designer behind it. So I became a Christian.
How did your faith affect your life?
You know, I've realized in my life that science provides the tools. Believe in Christ me a sense of purpose. For example, for a long time I want to do research to help blind patients after injury to prevent their scar, to restore their eyesight. However, I knew that an unborn child can heal without scar, but I did not want to hurt the baby. You know, Bible said the life is sacred. So people said there's no common ground between science and faith. Is that true? Fortunately, I persisted. I didn't give up. You know, James 1:4 in Bible said that perseverance complete you. So I persevered, and I believe that God will show me the way one day, can do fetal research without hurting a baby. Eventually, I started experimenting on placenta, meaning after, I asked mothers after they give birth to the children that the placenta is always discarded. I said, could I have that? So I brought the placenta, as you see in the lower left picture, into the laboratory and started doing research. And eventually, I developed the amniotic membrane placenta contact lens. Then I put these useful for healing placenta contact lens that onto injured patients' eyes, and I found indeed these eyes can heal now without scar, just like an unborn child. So I've got 2 patents for amniotic membrane contact lens. Today, amniotic membrane contact lens has been used by tens of thousands of eye doctors throughout the world in nearly every nation. Millions of patients have their eyesight restored. So it proves that science and faith do have common ground. As I continue my journey as a Christian, and I started ask Christ that since did all these study, I went to school for 31 years, got 2 doctorate degrees, and I said, who needs the most help? He said, blind. I said, yes, they need help. Orphan. I said, yes, they need more help. Children. I said, yes, they need the most help. So I established a nonprofit organization called the Wang Foundation for Sight Restoration, with all the surgery donated to focus helping blind orphan children. Today, our foundation has helped patients from over 40 states in America and 55 countries. With all these foundation patients obtain their surgery free of charge.
Wow. When I heard about blind, that's remind me of the Bible, Jesus healing the blind. And also Jesus said, let the children come to me. So truly, I have feel really touched by your testimony.